Hey everybody, this is Chewy Plays Nintendo, and today we are talking E3. So it's Sunday night, Tuesday is E3. Nintendo is having their presentation at 9 a.m. Pacific time. For me, I'm at 10 a.m. Pacific time since I'm in the Mountain Time Zone, but I will be watching it from my desk at work while I work. But anyways, I guess I just want to talk about predictions, specifically like how the presentation's going to go, what I expect to be talked about during the presentation, and I guess what surprises we could possibly have, because I feel like it's not E3 without a surprise. And last year, all we really got was Zelda Breath of the Wild. Like, that was Nintendo's focus. The year before that, I'd say that was like the death of the Wii U year, so there wasn't really anything big. But I think now we're coming into this E3 with this new console. By the way, E3 last year, we had not seen the Nintendo Switch. It wasn't revealed until October later, and even then, like, we just have not had an E3 with the Nintendo Switch, so it's going to be very exciting. There's still a lot of things that need to happen with the Switch, and I think we're going to get some answers. Okay, so as far as getting started, so what we know is that the Switch presentation is going to be 30 minutes long. It's going from 9 a.m. to 9:30, and then after that, the Treehouse takes over. But what I think is going to happen in those 30 minutes is they're going to do that rapid fire style that they gave us in one Nintendo live session. I think it was a live session versus a direct, but it was the one where they essentially covered a ton of indie games. They did a lot of news for both the 3DS and the Switch, so they were able to cover a lot of content really quickly. I had to pause the thing to even keep up with what I was comprehending. So I think it's going to be fast. It's going to be furious. It's going to be the latest title in that great franchise. Okay, so to get started, things that Nintendo has talked about that I think they're going to keep talking about. They're going to, of course, focus on Super Mario Odyssey. That's the big title for the year, at least the biggest title out of any of the Nintendo games that they've announced that is coming. As far as that goes, I think they're going to give us a release date, and I am positive that it's going to be November 17th. That is the week before Thanksgiving, the week before Black Friday, and it gives parents and everybody plenty of time to pick the game up for kids and just in time for the holidays. Another thing that I think they're going to talk about, this is a prediction, and I think it's going to be really fun. They're going to have a multiplayer mode in this game. One of the coolest things about the remake of Super Mario 64 for the DS was that there was a multiplayer mode that you could do download play with, and there were a bunch of competitive games and stuff. And this is no new thing because they've done it in other games like New Super Mario Bros. So I think they're finally going to, I guess, launch one of these big 3D open world sandbox Mario games with some multiplayer aspect. So I think that mostly because the Switch is so multiplayer focused. I think we've gotten very few games that are just one player games, and so yeah, I think that's going to happen for Super Mario Odyssey. To move on, I think they're going to talk about Splatoon 2. Specifically, they're going to show a Salmon Run, and they're going to show off the online voice chat, because this is the first time I think we're going to be able to use this online voice feature. There's going to be with this included, they're going to talk about the app that we're going to be using, and essentially this is our testing period of, is Nintendo's online service for us. It's going to be priced at $20. We already know that. So I think they're going to talk about Splatoon 2, but since it's only a month away and they've already talked about it a lot, including 2 directs, I think their focus is going to be on the online functionality and essentially use that time to just sell us on the Nintendo online features. Outside of that, I think they're gonna talk Monster Hunter, Double Cross. They're gonna talk Pokken Tournament. Pokken Tournament, I'm not sure exactly how many. They're going to go more in depth with it, I think, but I don't know if they're going to do it during that time or just wait until the actual like invitational that they're hosting, because they are having 3 different tournaments during their E3. There's a Splatoon 2 tournament, there is a Pokken Tournament Invitational, and an ARMS tournament. By the way, ARMS, I don't think they're going to talk about that at all. The next thing I think they're going to talk about, this is rumor has been around, people are convinced it's real now, I'm convinced it's real now, but Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle, they will for sure talk about it. I think they intended this to be one of their big surprises that they talked about, but I think at this point, just everyone knows about it. It's, I don't know. I don't know what they're going to say about this game, but we'll see. Maybe it'll be cool, maybe it won't. I don't know. Well, I'll just have to wait and see. Outside of that, there are 3 games actually, that Nintendo's essentially like mentioned, but we have not gotten any specific details on, and that is Xenoblade Chronicles 2, Fire Emblem Warriors, and Fire Emblem Switch, which was announced during the Fire Emblem Direct. I forget when that was, but they essentially just gave us this title card that said, Fire Emblem Switch, coming 2018. And that's actually really cool, because that is the only 2018 title that Nintendo has given us so far. So everything up until this point has been strictly focused on 2017. So anyways, so Xenoblade Chronicles 2, my prediction, do I think that game is going to get delayed, or is it going to... My prediction is that it is not going to be announced that it's delayed at E3. I think they're going to give us a more in-depth look at the game, kind of talk about the story, the characters, but I don't think they'll say it's delayed. I think they're saving that for later. And I don't know, I think it's just to not let people down at E3, but I think that's what they're going to go with on that. Fire Emblem Warriors, I don't think that's going to be delayed at all. I think that's going to get a release date, and it'll probably be... I want to say August or October. I haven't decided which. Maybe October. But yeah, I think Fire Emblem Warriors is going to get an October release date. Fire Emblem Switch, I think we're going to get a small trailer, maybe along the lines of what we've gotten so far for Fire Emblem Warriors, just some like action sequences. So I'm guessing we're going to get like some cutscenes and such for Fire Emblem Switch, but nothing really beyond that. So yeah, those are essentially all of the games that we know about that Nintendo has talked about, except for Mario & Rabbids Kingdom Battle, but I think they've essentially talked about it at this point with all of the leaks that have come out for that game. So that leaves like a lot of time to talk about things, because like I said, I think it's going to be a rapid fire presentation, and to go on, I think they're going to talk about several other things. They're going to throw third-party titles into this mix. So we're going to see more third-party games, probably FIFA, of course, for Switch. And then outside of that, I don't know. I think they're just going to hit us with a bunch of third parties, a bunch of Nindies again. Some more release dates for Nindies. I know if Pocket Rumble is not out, there are a lot of people who will be very mad and upset. So I don't know, maybe we'll see Yooka-Laylee running. Playtonic just gave us a small update on that. I know Playtonic Games is not going to be at E3, so I don't know if they'll actually show us gameplay for Yooka-Laylee, but it's possible. Who knows? Maybe they have a trailer or something. But, you know, we've gotten a trailer before for that game, and you can see that on Nintendo's YouTube. But anyways, outside of third parties and indies, there's still time to do other things, and I think Nintendo might be getting closer to revealing like Netflix, Hulu, Amazon, more streaming apps. So we might be getting a look at just those applications, more like lifestyle things, especially because like Nintendo, the whole system's been pushed toward lifestyle, so I think it's just a matter of time till we see streaming services on the console. Beyond that, okay, so I'm gonna rapid fire drop some game related things that I think could be talked about. There's the Virtual Console, Animal Crossing, Pikmin, Metroid, and Smash Bros. So here's what I think about that. Virtual Console, I think they're going to mention it. I don't think they're going to give us a whole lot of detail. My instincts are telling me that the earliest they'll talk about it is maybe October, and that'll be because it's like 3 months away from essentially us paying for online services. I guess maybe streaming apps can fall under this category too, but yeah, at this point, I think Virtual Console might be getting saved for a later date to talk about, and I think that'll be October. Animal Crossing, I had a dream in Mexico while I was there, and my dream was during the E3 presentation, Animal Crossing was announced, but they gave us essentially the same thing as Fire Emblem, where it was just a title card and it said Animal Crossing Switch coming 2018. I do think that Animal Crossing will come out in 2018. Depending on how early they are planning Animal Crossing, we could or could not see it. I think if Animal Crossing's coming out in spring 2018, we're going to get some decent footage of the game. New Leaf, when it came out, the wait was 3 years. Nearly 3 years. It was announced at E3, I think 2010, and then it was released right before E3 2013. And so it was nearly a 3-year wait for that game. And I think just with the way Nintendo has been doing things, we are getting announcements that are within like 8 months of them happening. So I don't know, like, I guess, no, actually within 12 months, probably a year. So like January 12th, they announced Super Mario Odyssey, and that's coming out like November by my predictions. So I just think they're trying to keep announcements and release dates very close together with the Switch, and I think it's to just keep the hype up and keep a steady stream of games coming through and keep, I guess, bringing news to people. So Animal Crossing for Switch, do I think we'll see it? There's a possibility. They have a lot of HD assets for the game. I mean, there has been work on other games in the meantime, like a 3DS. There was Happy Home Designer. There was Amiibo Festival. Amiibo Festival actually goes a little bit more toward an Animal Crossing Switch because those are HD depictions of the characters. So who knows? I really hope so. I kind of doubt it. My prediction is we're going to see just a title card that announces Animal Crossing. I hope I'm wrong because I want this game more than anything, but that's my thing. Pikmin. Pikmin, I think, might be a surprise. I think it's going to be the surprise this year because they've been talking about making a new Pikmin since the Wii U days, and I don't think they were going to make it for the Wii U with it just like dying. I think they realized that early on and just moved production for later. I think that could be a surprise. Alright, let's move on. I don't know. Because they are coming out with Hey Pikmin, but, you know, the main Pikmin development team isn't working on that. Let's just say no. I don't think we're going to see Pikmin 4 at E3. So let's get to this next one. Metroid. I think this is going to be the surprise of the day. I think we're going to see a build of Metroid because Retro Studios has been very quiet since their last release, and I think since their last one was also Donkey Kong, and so many people really want a Metroid game, I feel like it has to be Metroid that they're working on. And I think we're finally going to get to see it this year. So that's my prediction there. Super Smash Brothers, the last one I'm going to talk about. Do I think they're going to be showing a Super Smash Bros. Deluxe? I think that they are. And they're going to mix this in with Splatoon 2 and ARMS, and they're going to announce Super Smash Bros. Deluxe. They're going to announce Inkling and ARMS characters that are going to be added to the roster, / everything else that was in the DLC. But I think it's coming in 2018 because it's just too full this year with games already coming out. But yeah, I think that's how my predictions are going to be. Those are my predictions. That's what I think is going to happen. As far as what I wish would happen, the only thing I really want to see is Animal Crossing announced for the Switch and Virtual Console. And I don't know, I guess my problem is that I'm just not confident that they're going to do that. And maybe it's just me knowing that, like, I really want these things, but I'm not trying to build up my expectations, so I'm not let down on the day. Maybe it's just that, but those are the things I want most out of this. I guess I don't think I was too confident about them, but we'll see. Anyways, this is Chewy Plays Nintendo. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And you know what? Let me know about your predictions. What do you think's going to happen? What titles do you think are going to be announced? And what do you think Nintendo is going to be bringing to the Switch next? All right, bye!